Hello, April Cox here, Self-Publishing Made Simple. Today we're going to talk about A-plus content. So what is it? Why do you need it? How can this amazing little feature skyrocket your sales and even double or triple the conversion rate? Stay tuned and we will find out coming up next. Tell me in the comments, are you using A-plus content? If not, why? Okay, all about Amazon A-plus content. A-plus content, or also called enhanced brand content, is additional visual content that goes on your Amazon sales page. It allows you to add images, text, tables to make your book really stand out to potential customers. We're going to talk a little bit about A-plus content and show you some examples here that you can use to visualize what it is I'm talking about. So if you don't know, then scroll to the bottom on your desktop of any listing that I'm showing today, and we'll see is it's almost like a mini web page, isn't it? It starts with a section called From the Publisher, or maybe it appears as From the Brand. And it allows those that are posting these listings to be able to really demonstrate to you the beauty of this book, why you should buy it. Let's go further and talk a little bit more. It is highly visual. As I said, it's almost like a mini web page down there. And it really differentiates your book because not a lot of authors are really taking advantage of this opportunity, which is now in your hands. At the beginning, when they first introduced A-plus content, it was only for folks like me who were lucky enough to get into Advantage or be large brands that were able to post this content out on their listings. It wasn't for the little guy just listing their first book. But now Amazon has pushed this out and it is now available on your KDP bookshelf. When you go to your listing, you now have access to create this content on your own, which makes this presentation pretty timely. A-plus content is available not just in .com. There are 12 different markets here. You've got the UK, Germany, India, Spain, Italy, France, Netherlands, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, and Australia. All of these other sites have the ability to include this A-plus content as well. Here's an example of my very first children's book, number 1 in my Little Labradoodle series. It is called Puppy Pickup Day. And you can see here at the beginning, there's this From the Publisher label at the bottom of my listing, but give people a little bit of knowledge about me to format the words about this listing and how it's presented so that it's easier to read, highlight a nice Kirkus review that I had for the book. These are modules, right? This is one module, and I'll talk a little more about modules next. One other module here with 3 beautiful images from my interior, some information about what is in it for the reader. Why should they buy this book? And some extra content that's available to them. For me, this was really important to communicate for folks. They may not understand that in a very small listing. And in this way, you're able to kind of guide them through that. And you can see at the bottom, I also have a list of my other book. You're able to click on that and jump right to the other listing. Here's my second book, A Little Sister for Brady. I did a little bit of something different with the branding here, but I really wanted to get across my Little Labradoodle publishing brand and the beautiful cover and one of my favorite interior images. Again, tell them why it's important. Look at Crosspromotion. This book also has a companion activity book. So I put some images there to highlight that and then give them opportunities to jump in and purchase and take a look at some of the other books that are available in my series. Here is a great example with Buzzing Bee Press. When we started working with them, they did not have a real clear brand. So we worked on some cover redesign. We started pulling some things together, great new logo. For them, it's all about dozens of beautiful teacher-created activity books. So we tell them about that. We show them maybe some things on the interior and some reasons why these types of puzzles and mazes are really helpful for their kids. Also, this beautiful lifestyle image here really helps the reader see themselves and their children in this, using this product, which is a great opportunity for you as well. And again, jump in and show other books. If there are some comparisons as what's in the books, you can use this module here to go and show that. I work for surgeon Samantha Pillay. And when she started putting together her series that breaks stereotypes for little girls, we started with When I'm a Surgeon. She wanted to communicate her author mission. She wanted to talk about why it's important and dreaming big and visualizing where a child can go and what they can do starts really young. Gender biases are set by the time they reach age 7. So we want to make sure we capture them and get them thinking and dreaming and aiming high. She also shows she's got other books here, When I'm an Entrepreneur, both activity books for each one of these books. And we're working on book number 3, When I'm an Astronaut. That's been some really, really fun, actually getting to chat with some astronauts, but that's a story for another time. We'll go on here to Rocket Red to look at the beautiful branding that we have here. It shows author brand. You've got this beautiful spread, a little bit of a tagline here, and of course, some information from inside the book and why the book is so important, why they should buy it. And you can even put books that are coming soon and start whetting the appetite of those who maybe are purchasing your previous books. This is an absolutely adorable book, Spike, the penguin with the rainbow hair. And you can see how these beautiful visuals from children's books really lend themselves well to this gorgeous A+ content. This book has skyrocketed and become, along with one or two of the others that she has, bestsellers in their category. So little keyword analysis, little category stuff, little A+ content, and this book was soaring. When we started this journey, the author had one book, a cover that really needed some redesign, and it was All Mommies Love Their Babies. And my suggestion to her was, well, what about daddies? There's so much of a buzz around daddies and their caring for the children and the love that they have, the bond with their kids. So let's do that. And then that turned into, well, what about grandparents, right? So we use this, and a book that wasn't selling is now 5 books, and things are really moving forward for this author. Well, you might say to me, well, April, it's all children's books. Sure, you've got visuals there, but my book is a novel or it's a memoir. Well, here's an example from author Bobby Hinman. At the top, we start with this little hook. What was it like to live with a ghost? She's got some personal images here, and then a couple things she just grabbed from the internet that showed some of the area that these things happened. And just a little tagline, you can believe not, but we know the truth, and a little information about the author. This is my type of thing, the paranormal kind of true stories, then I would be jumping at clicking that buy button. And that's really what we're trying to move forward with. Now, you might say, well, I don't have any images. I don't have anything to share. What do I do? Well, here's an example, The Noise of War. We worked with Vincent Davis. He has this beautiful book cover already done. We pulled some information together, allowed people to get to know him as an author, his author brand, the things that he's trying to do. And then we pulled some stock images that really fit in with this Roman time period. We didn't have to come up with these ourselves. There are beautiful stock images out there that you can grab, and just make sure when you're using these images that you have permission. It's free. You're able to pay for that license if you need to, but this is a great alternative. And This takes them into a whole new level and experience of what it's like to read that book. Next, the benefit. First of all, you get to brand yourself. Here you can see on one of my listings, I have my little Labradoodle Publishing logo. I talk about the mission that I have, and I also have this 3D mock-up, and you can get as detailed with this as you want. You can let the author brand come through. You also get to guide customers through the why, the what's in it for me, WIFM, what's in it for me? Why should they bother buying this book? How is this different from a look inside? Well, you get to guide them through the images, only the images you want to show, and the wording about why it's important. Change can be good, supports good decision making, and it helps prepare your family for a new sibling. These are important things I wanted my audience to know. Speak the language of your target readers, your avatar, and tell them more about why they should buy this book. It also has a huge benefit with mobile. When someone goes onto your listing from a mobile phone, there is no access to look inside. So if you don't have this A+ content, there is not a lot of visual things other than the cover, the front and back cover that they can see. However, with A+ content, unlike your desktop version, which makes you scroll all the way to the bottom of your listing, you have the opportunity to see this A+ content right at the front, even before your description. So you can see here, it makes for a beautiful visual that can help turn those mobile browsers into buyers. It's formatted as very easy to read. You can see here, this is one of those 3 across modules that we just looked at. Well, it's going to show them one after another. So it makes it very easy and simple to read and get the most out of this mobile experience. And increase your sales, turn browsers into buyers. You have a higher conversion potential. You have increased profitability, better performing Amazon ads, because the more that your keywords convert, the more of an organic ranking that you end up having for those keywords, right? So it all works together in helping to get you that bestseller rank that you need and want for your book. What about the ability to cross-promote your books? You have other titles in your series, put them here. If you just have things coming, you can also reference that. They don't have to be live listings. So keep that in mind and allow people to discover the future books you have coming, your backlist, and really allow those listings to promote one another. What A+ will not do for you. It is not going to help you sell a poor quality book. Make people want to read very wordy content. I've seen some A+ listings have so much words. They're so verbose. They've got backstories. They've got all kinds of lengthy text. Just like we don't want to read big walls of text on a description, we don't want to see it in the A+ content either. So don't do that. It also doesn't let you bypass rules about content and claims just because you're setting it up in A+. Amazon will catch that very likely. They'll bump that back to you. Just follow the Amazon content guidelines or you will get that bumped back. I want to take a second here just to talk a little about what do you need before adding A+ content, important things on your listing that you must be aware of and you must do well in order for the A+ content to truly add more value to you. You have to have a high quality cover. If people don't like the cover, it's not engaging, it doesn't grab them, they're never going to get in to see your high quality content. Have a great hook and description. Those are really important, whether you put it in your A+ content and it's seen on a mobile device even earlier, or they're on a desktop, they need to see that hook and be taken into your story. Otherwise, they're never going to scroll down far enough to even see your A+ content. And also really highly relevant keyword phrases. Make sure if you've not done keyword analysis and you don't know what that is, get help. Get some great keywords so that people searching for your keywords are going to find your book and that they find it highly relevant to what they're searching for. And categories, make sure that you have 10 Amazon categories. I know they only allow you to choose 2, but you can go back and open a ticket and have Amazon add 8 more additional categories. If you don't know what categories you should pick, there's a whole other presentation that comes with keyword and category selection. Go in that direction. Get help you need if you don't know what I'm talking about. Now, I do have a bit of a proven formula that I've used for myself and with my other authors. Have some sort of a header with a 3D mockup or focus specifically on your branding right out of the gate. You can add up to 5 modules with A+ content. So I usually start with a nice branding or 3D mockup with maybe a tagline, something that really says who you are. And then highlight 3 reasons why people should buy your book. Speak directly to your target audience and show some interior images or some representative images that really help hit that point home. Add additional author branding if you'd like, maybe a mission or info about, and that will connect with them on a personal level. And add a beautiful spread or saying from your book. And then 5th and final would be link to other books by you. Again, don't be too wordy, but you are able to have this beautiful content. Less is more. Some people will use 3 modules. They'll do it really well. And it converts very well. So you can play around and you can test. And Amazon has even added relatively the ability to do A/B testing. Put a couple different versions of your A+ content and see which one performs better. Give that a whirl and make sure that you are tracking the results and you get an opportunity to see which one is converting. How do I create the A+ images? I use Canva. For example, this is one of those where you get to use 300 by 300. So you can go into Canva, create a design, put the exact width. It must be the exact dimensions that the module calls for, and then create that design, drag an image into it, and you'll have the exact perfect design. When I drag it to the perfect centered spot, you get this nice crosshair on Canva, and then extract those and then use them for your A+ content. A step-by-step, the type of process you're going to go through. There is a marketing tab on your KDP now. Go in there, and when you click it, you will scroll past your KDP Select, your Amazon ad area where you can set up ads. And then right below that, you'll see A+ content. Give it a name, include and upload your modules that you want, populate them with the images and the text. Then you'll hit the next button. You're going to include the ASINs that you want this content to be shown on. And you can include any KDP ASINs like your ebook, your paperback. If you have things outside of Amazon, maybe it's with Ingram Spark or you're selling as a third-party seller, you're not going to be able to do that yourself with Amazon A+ content on your KDP, but you can come to someone like me who has Advantage, who can set it up for those other versions for you as well. Then go and hit next and review. It gives you a preview of what it's going to look like. Add some extra space, make some updates, and then you go to next and submit for approval of the content. If you are submitting it yourself, 4 days for that content to get approved by Amazon. If someone like me is doing it for you, it's all automated and it's on your listing within 5 minutes typically. So this is the basic process you'll go through. When you go and take a look at your modules, they look something like this, and you have 17 different modules to choose from. Here's that comparison chart that we use. Here's a list of the 17 different ones. There's 4 that are primarily for images, a couple that are text only, 9 of them that are all different mixed layouts that are really different and interesting. As you browse through, you'll be able to find these. There's also a couple that have that comparison chart like I showed you, another that's just for technical specifications. So that gives you a lot of flexibility in what you can use and how well it comes together. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and do a demo. So I'm logged into the KDP dashboard. To the right here, where you've got your different books, you can come in and you can go to promote and advertise to get there. Or you can go to the same place by clicking this marketing tab here. And you'll scroll past KDP Select, Amazon Ads, Author Central, and there is the new A+ content. You can go ahead and choose the marketplace and then click Manage A+ content to get started. You also see here getting started with A+ content. You've got some guidelines and some examples right from Amazon that can help you really learn more. So we're going to go in and click that. And you can see I do have one here that I'm going to be able to walk through today. Most of the A+ stuff that I do is on my Advantage account, so I don't have it here in the KDP, but I wanted to show you what it was like going through your interface. When we click here on Create A+ content, you're going to give it a name, and then you are going to go ahead and click Add Module. And here is where you get to choose the modules up to 5 that you want to go ahead with. Now, I mentioned I really like a nice visual image first, so I'm just going to add that. I'm going to add the second module, which I really do like the one that has just 3 because the images are nice and big. So here you see 300 by 300. You can go in and you can add images, headlines, and text. Next, I'm going to go in and maybe I'll do one that has like a visual with a little overlay on it. So I'll add that. I'm going to go in and add this comparison chart as well. So you can see how it builds this little skeleton. So we're going to go in and just also take a look at editing one that's maybe already out there. So you get a better sense of when it's all built, what it looks like. So you can see here, this is the puppy pickup day that I previewed earlier. I've got my images. I've got some information under here, some verbiage. All of this is built out with my 5 modules. The comparisons, you get to choose what you want it to say and how each column is displayed. You go to next and you search for your ASIN. You just put your ASIN in right from your bookshelf. You'll have your ASIN there and you apply that ASIN. And underneath, you'll see the 2 that I have. Then review. It has the next step of reviewing. You can come here, take a look at how it's going to look all together. And then final step, submit for approval. Again, that's a 4-day turnaround typically with Amazon if you're doing it through your KDP. But that's just a quick demo to give you a little bit more insight. Let me also just finalize with a couple of additional resources that I have for you. I've created a guide that walks you through A+ content. So go step by step through the guide. You can download it for free on my website. Next, I also have videos. If you are more of a visual learner, there's also services through my website. If you need help pulling this together, you can feel free to contact me at Self-Pub Made Simple. I hope this was really helpful for you. And leave a comment below and let me know how this guide worked for you, how the resources were. If you have specific questions about A+ content as you're trying to implement it, feel free to post them here. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can be alerted when new videos like this are posted. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again soon.